The new Desert Perpetual raid does encounter challenges a bit different than previous raids, using the new feat system to choose to enforce raid challenges before starting the raid. You can still do just one challenge at a time if you like, using the encounter picker tower at the start of the raid, or you can do all 4 challenges in a single run. I'll be making challenge guides for each encounter this week, but this video is going over the Hydra encounter challenge, Evil Eye. For this challenge, you will need to alternate shooting eyes on each of the Hydra shields, or in other words, you cannot have the same player shoot back-to-back eyes. In order to keep things as similar as possible to our normal strategy for this encounter, we had 2 players on ad clear while the other 4 focused on the mechanics. To start, you're going to need all 4 eye shooters to stand on the plate, ensuring that all 4 players get the buff. From here, we assigned one person to be the eye caller for each team throughout the encounter, and that person was responsible for shooting eyes 1, 3, and 5, while the other player would shoot eyes 2, 4, and 6, as well as the triangle that spawns in the room. Everything else about the mechanics is normal, and note that I do have a video linked in the description going over every single mechanic in this encounter if you need information on the basics of this encounter, but once the eye caller calls out their 4th eye, they can immediately leave the room and head towards the center, as they will also be responsible for the middle pillar callouts and shooting. As mentioned, the 2-4-6 eye shooter should stay in the rooms on both sides to shoot the triangle for the white mechanic. Once the white mechanic has been stopped, all eye shooter players should get back on the plates to get the buff again, and continue with the final few eyes. If you didn't already know, a lot of times one side will end up only shooting 3 eyes before the eyes close, unless the timing is pretty tight, so I like to make sure to pay attention to how many eyes were still left on the boss's shield when I went back in to double confirm who should be shooting the next eye for the rotation. Again, remembering that you are either shooting the 1st, 3rd, and 5th eyes, or the 2nd, 4th, and 6th. The only other thing of note is that whoever shoots the 6th and final eye on each side needs to also break the flashlight of the Hydra itself before leaving the room, and will also be the one responsible for shooting the flashlight of one side of the shield of the boss in middle to start the damage phase, as the other player is not going to have the probabilistic Lancet buff needed to do these things. Do note that the eyes on the boss's shield during damage phase, of course, do not contribute to this challenge, as only one person is able to break them, so it would make sense to have to try to alternate. After damage phase, you'll be able to head back to your sides and repeat the exact same flow, as whoever broke the final eye before damage phase will once again be the 2-4-6 eye breaker, allowing the other player to break the first eye on this round and keep the alternating eyes flow intact without any changes needed. That's all for today. I'll be making guides on each of the challenges over the next few days, so be on the lookout for those. And I also have guides going over every role in every encounter in the base raid, which I will link in the description. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.